Alright, so I have a question. Should you move abroad? This is a question which I got asked a lot when I moved back to my country, when I visit back my home country. People ask me this question all the time. And the truth is, moving abroad won't guarantee you a new life. And it will guarantee you lessons that will stay with you forever. And the story goes back to when I was 18. I packed my bags and moved to New Zealand for 6 months. I didn't know about what to expect, and honestly, I thought the moment I got off the plane, my life would magically change because I was only 18. And as you might know, that I was the same me. It was just a new country. But suddenly, even the simplest thing became challenges. I still remember my first week. I went into the cafe and tried to order breakfast. The barista spoke so fast and the Kiwi accent, and I panicked and just pointed out at the menu that say I wanted this, and it was flat white written on the menu. And that moment stuck with me so long. And not because it was embarrassing, but because it showed me how important it is and how much I had to grow at that time. And living abroad teaches me lessons in ways that I didn't expect it. So back home, I never thought about languages, culture, and how I presented myself. But in New Zealand and Spain and here in Japan, I had to think about everything. And of course, classrooms was extremely tough, and not just New Zealand, but going to Spain as well. At first, I hated that feeling because I have to adapt all the time. But eventually, I realized that being uncomfortable was pushing me to learn faster than I ever thought I could. And that was basically one big lesson, the first big lesson when you move abroad, the discomfort and growth. If you never felt uncomfortable before, you're never really learning if you're trying to change the environment. But it wasn't just about languages. It was also about the identity. Suddenly, I wasn't just me. I was a foreigner. I was the outsider. I was a Taiwanese coming from a university. I was a student, and now I'm here for work. And that's hard. There were nights when I feel so homesick that I cooked 3 packs of the instant noodles, and I wanted to quit. I missed my family. I missed my friends. I missed food. Extremely little food in Taiwan. Even the small routines I used to complain about, but that all makes me homesick. But those nights, those are the ones that made me stronger. Because I learned how to rely on myself. I learned how to ask for help when I needed to. And I learned how to laugh at myself when things went wrong. And I was crying sitting on the floor at my home and complaining why I decided to do this. But the next day I wake up and feel like nothing happened before. Like the time I accidentally used the wrong word and order something completely different at a restaurant. But if you study abroad, if you live abroad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I feel like here's the thing that I've learned. And this year I'm 25. And my first time living abroad, it was 6-7 years ago when I was 18. And here's the thing. Moving abroad will guarantee you a new life. And you are not going to wake up one morning and suddenly become stressful because you are in a new country. But it will give you new opportunities, and you could never imagine if you're back home, because it feels like a completely different story of yourself. You're trying to craft your own story, and that will make you different. That will make you stand up. The authenticity of yourself. For me, it was a chance to meet new people all over the world, and people with different values, different backgrounds, and different dreams, different ways of living, and that completely changed the way how I portray success. And it wasn't just about money or titles anymore. It was more about the freedom, about resilience, and about being to thrive anywhere. So it feels like you're throwing a pin in a world map and you don't know where you're gonna land, but just go ahead and give it a try. That perspective only came because I stepped out of my bubble. So if you're wondering, should I go abroad? Should I go try different opportunities? And here's my advice. Don't expect a perfect life waiting for you. Expect challenges. Expect mistakes. Expect to feel lost sometimes because it's just a part of a life. We're still young. But also expect growth and expect to discover the strength that you didn't know that you had, and expect to come back with lessons that will shape the rest of your life. And honestly, that's worth way more than the fantasy of starting over. It weighed more than staying at your own country and staying comfortable. If you'd explore it like me. So in the end, moving abroad isn't just about running away from your old life. It's not even running away. It's basically starting a new way of living, and it's about stepping forward into the unknown. It's about meeting a new version of yourself that you have never met before. And so yes, if you had the chance, take it, not for a new life, but for a new lesson, a new angle of life. And if you found this helpful, just hit the like button, subscribe, and for more stories like this. And tell me in the comments, would you move abroad if you have a chance? My name is Sarah, and thank you for watching this video. Cheers.